Hello everyone, myself Dr. Sriparna Saha, and in this particular lecture series we are talking about how to get started with MATLAB. So if you are not familiar with MATLAB, I will suggest you that you please start this particular lecture series from the video 1 or from the day 1. Then you are going to get the proper idea how to get started with MATLAB. And if you are well known about MATLAB and you want to get into deeper of the MATLAB coding, then please refer to my another playlist named as Implementation of Well-Known Codes or Implementation of Well-Known Algorithms through Coding. So let's start today's video. Today we have come to the code 8. Here we are going to check how to generate different plots using MATLAB. That is, this particular lecture video is all about different plotting options. So this is the code. So line number 1 to 5 I am going to skip, and I want that you to please check the previous videos to understand what is the meaning of it if you are not well known about this particular course. Now in the line number 6. So in the last two videos what we have discussed about, there is a function called linspace that is going to generate a linearly spaced elements, right? Now in that linearly spaced elements, you what we are mentioning, that you have mentioned what is the starting value of the elements, what is the maximum value of the elements, and then you have mentioned that how many elements you want to generate. But what is the unknown factor over here, that here you cannot know what is the, or you cannot previously said what is the difference will be between each of the two elements, that is element I plus 1 and I, what will be the difference between, what is the gap between these two elements, that you are not specifying, right? Now if you want to specify that I want that this many spacing of elements, I do not want to go for a randomly spacious elements, and my aim is not to generate a fixed number of elements, but I want the elements to be spaced suppose x distance apart from each other. So our criteria is right now changed to generate an element where I am going to say what is the initial value, what is the final value, and what is the distance between each element. And what I am not mentioning, I am not mentioning how many elements will be created. So if in that scenario I can use this particular syntax that is given in the line number 6. In the line number 7 you can see that is the variable that is going to generate, that is the x. There 0 is basically the initial value. Then I need to give the difference or the gap between two elements, that is I have mentioned is suppose 10. Now suppose I need the elements to go up to, that is the final value of the element is 1000. So that is x has been created is equal to 0 colon 10 colon 1000. So initial value 0, difference between two elements is 10, and the final value that can be reached is 1000. Now come to the line number 8. In the line number 8 you can see that is y has another variable has been created, x dot to the power 5. Now if you are not familiar with the element wise operation, then please refer to my scalar multiplication and vector multiplication videos. Here you can, if you are familiar with that or you have already gone through that videos, I hope you can easily say that is here I am going to create an element wise operation. Why? I have given this dot operation, that is x to the power 5 is not an element wise operation and it could not be possible. Why? X size is x is not a 1 cross 1 element, x is a vector. So to squaring 5 times each of the element in x, I need a element wise operation. That's why I have given dot to the power, that is element wise operation. Then the plot function, then title, x level, y level, this already has been explained in the previous video where I have explained how to generate a circle plot. Please refer to that video if you are not familiar with this plot, title, x level and y level function. Then come to the line number 14. So in the last video we have talked about the function of hold on. Now in that particular, in current or today's lecture, we are going to talk about the figure function. So what is the applicability of hold on? Suppose you need to generate two plots, and both of the plots should be one, that is one plot, and that is the two plots are should generate within a single figure. If that is your motto, use the hold on function. But if you want each of the plot to generate in a single window, then use the function figure. So in the line number 14, what I have done, that is I have given a figure comma semilog x comma y. So that is whatever with the figure that is generated in the line number 19, that will be kept as it is, and a new figure will be created where the semilog function will be executed. Then there are different semilog functions are there, then log function are there, that has been implemented in line number 19, line number 24. I hope you should not have any doubt about this particular other features of this particular code, that is the title, x level, y level. If you have, please refer to my previous videos. So just check how many figures we are going to generate here. So how many? If you think there are 4 number of figures we are going to generate, then yes, you are absolutely right. So first figure will be created in line number 9, then second figure will be created by line number 14, third figure will be created by line number 19, and fourth figure will be created by line number 24. So this is the first figure. See, just figure 1 is there, and the labeling of the figure has been done by x and y, then the title has been given. Then this is the second figure, that is figure 2, figure 3, and figure 4, and each of the figure has been plotted in each of the windows. Now you might have one particular doubt, what is the application of this linspace function or this particular function we have already talked today, that is x is equal to 0 colon 10 colon 1000, that I have given in line number 6. So these particular two codes have a very important function or very important applicability when you use the fuzzy set. In the fuzzy set, in the membership function, suppose you are going to draw a membership function and you need to specify how many elements you need along the x-axis, then this particular syntax have very good importance. Otherwise that, or except the fuzzy, there are different application areas. You just need to uh, just need to visualize where you can use it. Okay, so this is all about today's video. So thank you everyone for investing your time, and happy studying.